when we're dealing with basic arithmetic, we see the concrete numbers there. We'll see 23 plus 5. We know what these numbers are right over here, and we can calculate them. It's going to be 28. We can say 2 times 7. We could say 3 divided by 4. In all of these cases, we know exactly what numbers we're dealing with. As we start entering into the algebraic world, and you probably have seen this a little bit already, we start dealing with the ideas of variables. And variables, there's a bunch of ways you can think about them, but they're really just values in expressions where they can change. The values in those expressions can change. So for example, if I write x plus 5. This is an expression right over here. This can take on some value depending on what the value of x is. If x is equal to, if x is equal to 1, then x plus 5, our expression right over here, is going to be equal to 1, because now x is 1. It'll be 1 plus 5, so x plus 5 will be equal to 6. If x is equal to, I don't know, -7, then x plus 5 is going to be equal to, well, now x is -7. -7 is going to be -7 plus 5, which is -2. So notice, x here is a variable. X here is the variable, and its value can change depending on the context. And this is in the context of an expression. You'll also see it in the context of an equation. It's actually important to realize the distinction between an expression and an equation. An expression is really just a statement of value, a statement of some type of quantity. So this is an expression. An expression would be something like what we saw over here. X plus 5. The value of this expression will change depending on how depending on what the value of this variable is. And you could just evaluate it for different values of x. Another expression could be something like, I don't know, y plus z. Now everything is a variable. If y is 1 and z is 2, it's going to be 1 plus 2. If y is 0 and z is -1, it's going to be 0 plus -1. These can all be evaluated, and they'll essentially give you a value depending on the values of each of these variables that make up the expression. An equation, you're essentially setting expressions to be equal to each other. That's why they're called equations. You're equating two things. An equation, you'll see one expression being equal to another expression. So for example, you could say something like x plus 3 is equal to 1. And in this situation where you have an equation with only one, where you have one equation with only one unknown, you can actually figure out what x needs to be in this scenario. And you might even do it in your heads. What plus